You must have learned about World Englishes or WE or different kinds of English in your senior year of high school. WE stands for the different ways that English is used or spoken in different places. Braj Kashru was the one who first brought the idea to Asia. The famous 3 concentric circles of Asian Englishes by Kashru shows the 3 circles. The inner circle, which is made up of countries where English is the native language. The outer circle, which is made up of countries where English is a second language, and the expanding circle, which is made up of countries where English is a foreign language. The United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand are examples of countries that are part of the inner circle. Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Pakistan are among the countries in Kashru's outer circle. China, Japan, Taiwan, and Thailand are among the countries in the expanding circle. The outer and expanding circles speak English as a second language or ESL and English as a foreign language or EFL respectively. Some countries in the inner circle colonized the outer and expanding circles, so the languages they speak are called post-colonial. People come from different linguistic and cultural backgrounds, which means that intercultural communication is an important part of communication. Bautista and Gonzalez in 2006 say that the structures of these new varieties are different. This is because people who learn English come from places where they don't speak English. Even in terms of social characteristics, there are differences because there is a continuum of basilectal, mesolectal, and acrolectal English within the same speech community. Then, the acrolect is closest to the standard, while the basilect is the farthest from it and most likely a pidgin. The mesolect is in the middle between the acrolect and the basilect. Bautista and Gonzalez used the word edulect to describe these different ways of speaking that come from the different types of education. These differences are based on a social class, but they are passed on by the way people are taught in school, especially those from higher income families and or better educated classes. As for structural differences, Kashru and Nelson in 2006 say that these different kinds of English are affected by local languages in different parts of their grammar and have unique phonological, lexical, syntactic, and discursive features. For example, the outer circle and expanding circle varieties use syllable-timed rhythm instead of stress-timed rhythm. Indians and Nigerians say recognize for recognize, and Nigerians say success for success. Also, people from outer and expanding circles don't change their pronunciation to tell the difference between nouns and verbs in pairs like imports and import, as people in the inner circle do. They also don't use contrastive stress to emphasize words. When it comes to sounds, countries in outer and expanding circles do not hear the initial aspiration of voiceless plosives like P, T, and K. Instead, countries in the inner circle hear B, D, and G. Some expanding circle speakers, like Japanese speakers, don't know how to tell the difference between R and L. Pope says that inner expanding circles and outer expanding circles have different question-answer systems when it comes to syntactic features. While the former uses the positive-negative system, where the answer follows the polarity of the question. Example, if the question is positive, The answer that confirms the questioner's assumption is positive, and that the answer that disproves the assumption is negative. If the question is negative, however, the answer that agrees with the questioner's assumption is also negative, while the answer that disagrees with the questioner's assumption is positive. This allows the agreement-disagreement system, which makes it hard for speakers who use the positive-negative system to understand a yes or no answer unless it is followed by a clarification. Like, for example, yes, I think you're right. In terms of lexicon, words that are only used in some Southeast Asian English dialects can be seen in the following examples. Number 1. Singapore English. Axi means show off. Missy means nurse. Chop means rubber stamp. Marina kids are young people who spend their free time at or around Marina Square, a shopping center. Graduate mothers are well-educated married women who are encouraged to have more children and given certain privileges in Singapore compared to non-graduate mothers. Number 2. In Philippine English, deep means puristic or hard to understand. Stick means cigarette. High blood means tense or upset. Blowout means treating someone with a snack or a meal. Motel means a hotel used for premarital or extramarital affairs. Go ahead means to leave before others with the host's permission. Studentry means student body. Amboy means a Filipino who has an American or foreigner parent. Number 3. In Malaysian English, antilog means a male hated by a girl. Popcorn means a talkative person. Kachang means peanuts or easy. Slumbar means relax. Red spots, open shelf means girls who are popular and those who are not. Daybugs are those who come to attend school but do not live in residence halls. When Bautista's book Defining Standard Philippine English, Its Status and Grammatical Features came out in 2000, she answered the most common questions about Philippine English. Is there a standard way to speak English in the Philippines? And when does a mistake become a part of the way Filipinos speak English? She made it clear that Philippine English is a real form of English, just like Indian English, Singaporean English, and Nigerian English. It has its own grammar, vocabulary, and syntax.